Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University of the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I would just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Friday, December the 16th. 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the erosion. We're going to talk about the marketing plan, the marketing strategy that you do not want to have, ladies and gentlemen. And today we are going to discuss the NBA, the National Basketball Association, and we are going to talk about the NFL, the National Football League. Both of these companies have eroded. It might not be they are on the decline. The only reason why football is still high as it is because of gambling only. The product sucks. The athletes that play the sport, they are worse now than they've ever been before. They get injured a lot more. They whine a lot more. They bitch a lot more. Complain a lot more, and they make more money. And it's a disconnect between the athletes and the fans. And it's the same as in basketball. And there's ways that you can make a lot of money in business, and there are ways that you can ruin your business. And the reason why I bring this up is because today I saw an article where one of the ex-football player, he's one of the vice presidents of the players committee in the National Football League. He compared now if you don't know anything about football, American football, they have a thing where the kids play football in college. They come out of college, they have this thing called the combine, where people look at them, they weigh them, they see how fast they run, they see how fast they jump, this, that, the other, it's like a job interview anybody else would do, but this is a high-paying job interview, so they want to. And the commodity is, your body. So, of course, they got to check you out, They're not going to take me when I was 20 years old, 21 years old. I probably weighed 130 pounds. They would have looked at my body and said, hey, I would have went undrafted. But so they have to make sure you're up to snuff. And so one of the ex-players who played football, now he's the vice president, he compared the NFL Combine to a slave auction, which is one of the dumbest things that you could ever say, because as we all know, people have not been slaves since the 1800s, and slaves, and it's a very lazy statement to make, because people do this a lot. They go, hey, a guy wrote a book called $40 Million Slave, and it's an insult to say that a person getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars are slaves, because for once, no slave I ever heard of got paid for their labor. Okay? No slave had the option to say, hey, if I want to retire, I've worked 10 years, I'm going to retire. No, slaves did not have that option. No. So it's regular people can't really just be like, hey, I'm going to retire at 35, It's not about being jealous of athletes, hey, God bless you. Make all the money you can, We live in a capitalist America is for capitalists, okay? We live in a capitalist society. So with that being said, how can you fix your mouth, fix your lips to say, these guys, it's like a slave auction? You don't have to go to the combine. You don't have to sign up to play football. You don't have to play football. You do not have to play basketball. You do not have to play sports. You do not have to take these people money. But over and over, you hear these elitist athletes whine, complain about everything, from traveling, to how many games they had to play, to this, that, and the other. And it's very dumb. It's very, for me, it's pretty sickening. I'm just like, whatever. And so I've stopped watching basketball. I don't watch football. It's only going to go more and more on the decline because after a while, instead of me complaining while I'm watching, it's just like, hey, why watch? And so, if I have this attitude, and you find more and more people are like, I'm good on basketball, I'm good on football. Baseball, his baseball fell by the wayside a while ago. Um, baseball baseball became very annoying when they only wanted to show you the World Series at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, and it's like, hey, I got a job, I work now, so I can't. I'm not sitting up all night waiting on these guys to get done playing at 1 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be up at 5 or 6 o'clock. They're gonna still be asleep. I'm gonna be at work, so who's losing that situation. But anyway, there's a lot of erosion with football from the national anthem thing, where they took the knee. That was the whole thing. There's nothing wrong with, you have the right to do what you want to do, but then all of a sudden, they turned off a lot of the fans. A lot of people equate, even though it wasn't about the military, but a lot of people try to throw in. A lot of people try to throw in the fact that, hey, my granddaddy served in the United States Army. You shouldn't kneel. I'm not going to watch no more. And some people never came back, so that's part of the erosion. The product is getting bad. That's part of the erosion. And like I said, the whining, the crying. A lot of these athletes, they're rich and they have all these complaints, and it's like, why do you want to spend the hard-earned money you make going to watch? For a perfect example, you go to an NBA game, LeBron is on the decline, but back when he was, healthy, 28, 27, playing in Miami, he would take games off, he would do this, do that, and let's say you live in Milwaukee and you got one chance to see LeBron James. He comes to town, you spent $150, and they're like, and LeBron James is like, this is Milwaukee, I'm just gonna sit out. So you don't spend your hard-earned money, and he's not playing, and you're like, what's going on here, and that's the problem with the NBA. They have too many people always taking off. Too many people. They treat the regular season like it's just preseason, and so it doesn't go. It's not like a lot of times you see these people. They're not. They're resting, load management, taking nights off, and it's like that. Why are you going to spend your money on a product that the people, they don't care about being there or not? Why should you care about being there or not? Why should you be more passionate than the people that's getting paid to do the job? And it's like, when you start thinking about that, it's like, do I need to really watch this every night? No, I haven't watched a basketball game yet. I probably won't. I don't care anymore. It's not about, I'm going to show them, It's just about, I don't like the product. I think the product is bad. I think it's getting worse. They're paying guys more, charging you more for a ticket, and it's worse than it's ever been. So it's like, why would I give them my money? No, and at this point, it's like, no, stop. And so, I believe in a few years, it's going to be more and more erosion, more and more people thinking like me. And it's, like I said, it's not about, hey man, these guys are making $50 million and all this. Hey, God bless you. You make $50 million, you making $50 million and you're giving out $2 worth of product. It's terrible. It's like somebody was telling me one day, we got into a truck driving discussion, and the guy said, guys in the 80s he said, guys in the 80s make more than we do now in truck driving. And they said they haven't had that many pay raises. And I said, that is utterly disgusting. And but that doesn't matter anymore because truck driving truck driving is another thing that's eroded. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Let's stay on the topic. Now, if you run a business and let's say you make the business very successful, you come along, you work hard, you built it up. And we talked about this the other day when it comes to how you can ruin your credibility in one swoop. Like my man on the YouTube channel, I think his name is Spencer Cornelia. He had like 491,000, 492,000. Then he tried to defend some friends he apparently has on the YouTube, in the financial YouTube space. People were not happy about that. And now I see his views on his videos have gotten, pretty low. And he's lost like 5,000 subscribers. And that's quite a bit for a couple of weeks, And it's like, he has eroded his platform. And I feel the same way about the NFL. I feel the same way about basketball. The only thing that's holding the NFL up, that's propping them up, is gambling. If there was no gambling, I think it would be a bigger downward spiral faster for the National Football League than what it is. But for you, the thing you can do is, one thing that you can do, and of course we all have to evolve. I'm not saying don't evolve. It's just part of nature. We all evolve, But stay the same core principles that you had applied to starting the business, creating the business, making the business a success. It should be the same core principles you use throughout your duration of owning the business. It is so baffling when people, hey man, you get success, you get money, and then you just sort of start going into a whole nother. I remember I used to watch, speaking of erosion, I used to watch, my wife had me watching these pizza reviews by, a guy, Dave Portnoy. And I didn't realize that he was the owner of Barstool Sports. But she had me watching these pizza videos on YouTube. I remember she said, let's watch. We watched a couple in the beginning, and then I was normally working. So then every now and then she would have me watch another video, and you see the evolution of the videos used to be real good. But then you just sort of saw like, okay, everybody's going to get an average score of like 6.9, 7. It was very rare where he was bashing people. The people that made the pizza knew he was coming. They would cook it real hot, cook it the way just the way he liked it. So the element of surprise was kind of gone. The spontaneity was kind of gone. It got more stagey. And for me and my wife, she said, so one day I said, we don't watch, this is how the conversation goes. I say, we don't watch the pizza thing no more. She said, nah, we done with the pizza thing. It's too fake now. I said, oh, okay. And that was that. And so for her, it sort of eroded because, it was just not authentic anymore. So for her, she was disappointed. She was like, oh, forget about it. And that's how I feel about basketball and football. It's just like they have eroded. They have eroded, not completely. Basketball has eroded more because basketball players think they're social justice warriors, and it's very annoying. You have the LeBron James of the world. He's a social justice warrior, but yet he's in bed with Nike, which it is what it is. But Nike, they have these shenanigans with the in China. They hey man, make these shoes for cheap price, and we'll sell them for $250. So that's a slippery slope that he's going down, and they do a lot of preaching. In the NBA now, you have all these guys trying to get fans kicked out for no reason. Like I saw Draymond Green the other day, he got some fan kicked out, and whether the fan said something to him or not, I mean, come on. Sticks and stones sticks and stones will break your bones, but words, they never hurt you. And that's that. And so, when you have a business, you really get started, you really you really light it up. Stay with your principles. Stay within yourself. Do not try to go out and do all these different crazy things, because that's when you go. That is when failure and disaster are waiting around the corner to jump on you and to beat you up and make you pay for abandoning your core principles. Whatever they may be. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is around the corner. When you're with your family next week, we have 571 episodes. Go through them, listen to them, share them with a friend. Tell everybody about the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow with the all-new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, do not erode like the NBA or the NFL. My name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.